Hey guys, yes, I am in front of my bed today because guess what? I've had a chair for a while and I have yet to sit in it in a video. So today I had a very interesting experience on YouTube. A lot of times I get suggested things in the right-hand side scroll bar on YouTube's main page, and sometimes they end up being kind of weird things, and I watch them anyways. Curiosity killed the cat, and I must have 9 lives because I should be dead by now. What's Up Moms is like a really awesome mommy network of 3 different moms who all kind of create awesome content together. It's really interesting. Anyways, my friend Brooke is one of the moms on there, so I had watched a video recently by her, and one of my suggested videos was a birthing video on YouTube. Like I said, curiosity killed the cat. The proverbial cat is dead. After watching this video, I then went on to think, why would anyone ever want to give birth ever? And then I proceeded to search a multitude of really disturbing things about motherhood and birthing that I think you guys might be very interested in. By the way, I have always been of the mindset that I wanted to have children one day. This is all for fun and good spirit. These are just things that I think the public should know. Reason number 1 why I do not want to be pregnant in the near future. The definition of parasite is an organism which lives in or on another organism, its host, and benefits by deriving nutrients at the other's expenses. I'm sorry, what do you think a baby is for 9 months? Yeah, that's right. That baby, that loving thing that you're about to birth, that is a parasite technically. I find this hilarious, but also true if you think about it. A baby is practically leeching your lifeblood and your youth for 9 months. And then you know what? After you pop that sucker out, guess what's suckling on your teat for another year? That's right. That parasite you just birthed. Another thing that isn't really talked about all that much is the actual birthing process. I know everyone's like, oh my gosh, birthing is a horrifying thing, like, you know, but it's a beautiful thing. It's something that bonds you to your baby and you go through so much pain and then you come out with something awesome. Yeah, but let's go into the specifics of what giving birth entails. First off, the average labor lasts 16 hours. 16 hours. That is spending half of your day in excruciating pain. And I know what you guys are all thinking to yourselves, Arden, we now know the average time it takes to birth a baby, but we want to know the longest time. I knew you were going to ask that, so I found it for you. The longest birth took 75 days. 75 days of active labor. It's actually because there were complications with triplets being born. The mother's name is Joanna Kristiskonek. She was in labor for 75 days, which is insanity, but it was because she actually gave birth to one of them prematurely, so that technically is the start of the birthing process. She carried the rest of the children until giving birth to all of them at once, but technically that is the longest labor, which is terrifying. She had to sit in a bed with her legs propped up for 75 days. So for those of you who are saying that birth is not terrifying, that alone is terrifying, just would like to point that out, that there's the potential that you may or may not have to be in labor for 75 days. That sounds like hell, to be completely honest. So I was looking up articles, obviously, about things they don't tell you about childbirth, because I think that's a very pertinent thing to talk about in this video. And of course, naturally, the Cracked website would have something interesting. They had 6 terrifying things they don't tell you about childbirth. So one of the first things that they don't really tell you about birth is that you will most likely either tear or be cut open to make way for your baby. That's right, that is an incredibly common process, which is terrifying in my mind. The official term is episiotomy, which could be an incorrect pronunciation, that wouldn't surprise me. What's funny is they actually cut purposefully so that you don't tear, which doesn't seem to make sense to me. That sounds like a catch-22. Another thing they don't tell you, yeah, you poop sometimes. The same muscles that are used to push your baby out also are the ones that you use to poop. In the moment of excruciating pain, your body can't tell the difference, and so everything comes out. Another thing that just doesn't get talked about is the fact that you, yes, give birth once, but also twice when you have to give birth to the placenta. You're giving birth to 2 babies in one day, and one of them is a disgusting sack of blood membrane, and it's not your baby. Another thing we just don't seem to talk about is how freaking expensive it is to give birth. The average money spent in a hospital on childbirth is $10,000. $10,000 to give birth to a child who is then gonna suck money and nutrients and youth from you for 18 years. That doesn't sound like a good deal. Deal or no deal? No deal. No deal to that baby. I do not want that. Why isn't there birth control in our water supply? Another thing that is actually hilarious to me that I think is the main reason why people can go back for more of this stuff after learning this kind of stuff and experiencing themselves is because there's a phenomenon called birth amnesia that happens in a lot of women, where after such a horrific thing has happened, your mind can repress the memory of you giving birth so that biologically you will want to have more children and you'll forget the pain and the awfulness that comes along with it. Is that not horrifying? Your evil little parasite baby has taught you to be okay with it so that you could procure a new host and facilitate the future of the human race. That's terrifying to me. I don't want my body having to trick myself into having more children. Let's just talk about how proud we need to be of new moms. I always made fun of people for being like, you're a warrior for being a mother, but you literally just pooped yourself, had a baby, had a second placenta baby, and probably got your hoo-ha ripped open all so you could have a child for $10,000. That means you are in fact a warrior woman. You deserve every bit of Pinterest upvoting, repinning, and tweet favoriting that you get on the daily basis of the selfies of your baby. You deserve those because you know what? You earned those through blood, sweat, tears, and a little bit of poop. You win. But seriously, this was all in good spirit. I just know as a woman, I think everyone has gone through this. From a very young age, you've always been curious as to how bad birth actually is, and now you know some of the worst things. But you know what the best thing is? You end up with a happy, healthy baby after all this craziness, and you're probably gonna forget it because your body wants you to hate yourself again later. Once again, thank you to the people at What's Up Moms for inspiring this video. They don't even know I'm making this video. Once again, not sponsored or anything. I was just watching them and they inspired me to be like, moms are cool and awesome and badass for going through all this stuff just to have little poop monsters running around. Right now, I'm gonna say all these things are horrifying, but I know in 10 years when my biological clock is ticking, I'll be like, oh no, those aren't even bad ideas. I mean, it's fine, it's just childbirth, I'll forget it anyways. I will be in the baby boat, don't worry. Alright guys, so I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know down in the comments below what you want to see next. Sorry this is kind of a random video, but it was just like, I have thoughts, I'm gonna talk about them on the internet, so I'm glad you stayed tuned. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up so I'll do more stuff like this. Don't forget to subscribe, become a rosebud today, hang out in my garden with me. And don't forget to stay tuned for my next video. Also, if you want to know where I got my lovely lipstick, you can actually check out my last video, which is actually a Lime Crime review video, which talks about this lipstick and a lot of my other favorite products from Lime Crime. And don't forget to stay tuned for my next video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!